just kind of want to provide just a brief overview, and really, you guys have already started this with the appointment of the subcommittee of Chris Lewis and Paul DeRosa, who has had meetings with the subcommittee of the school district. So we really wanted to be able to facilitate, answer questions, and help you to understand what has happened in the past, so you may be able to set a path for us all to move forward in the future. And the 3rd Avenue site started in the, what, Paul, when did you exchange that for the veterans site?
Oh boy, in the early 80s.
In the early 80s, and that was exchanged for the purpose of hopefully moving the district headquarters to that site. So probably for over 20 years, we've been looking at the potential of getting 300 to 400 employees to be close to our 8th Street corridor and to hopefully activate our 3rd Avenue corridor.
Would you like to specify what that property, where it's located, so
Sure.
folks in the audience can...
Right. It's located on the corner of 3rd and Alvarado. In addition to that, wanting the district admin center here, the city for the last 10 to 15 years has also wanted to relocate the Corp Center off of 5th Avenue. And then recently, in the recent discussions, their property along 4th Avenue and their 2 properties along Moss Street and this new L Street site came into the discussions. They came into the discussions in 2004 with their original proposal, where on the L Street property, this being the L Street property, here's industrial and L Street, they purchased the site, correct me if I'm wrong, for 23 or 28 million? 28 million, 23 acres. 23. That's why I was getting backwards.
28 million for 23 acres.
Right, and at that point in time, in 2004, they had proposed to relocate all of their administration facilities, including their corporation yard and an adult school, to this site. The way to finance that was they were taking the remainder of their sites, put them out to residential developers, use those revenues, plus a share of tax increment to move their facilities here. That proposal in 2004 was rejected by the city. It was about a $143 million proposal, of which they were asking the city, or the agency, for $83 million. That proposal was pretty much rejected the same way the 2006 proposal was rejected, and it really had to deal with process. There was no developer on the hook to develop their other properties, so that we had sound numbers with which we could evaluate this process. It was just, we think we can do this, here's what we think we can do, can you go ahead and build that site?
Eric, is that the faint lines, parcelization of the 9 parcels as I see there that are separate, distinct parcels?
That's correct.
Where is the trolley? Is the trolley?
There's trolley on Palomar to the south, and I think it's 8th Street is the closest one.
Okay, how do the tracks come in that purple?
Tracks right
No,
here.
just
Oh, there it is, okay.
This whole area right now, except for this little pocket of R3, is light industrial, and it's surrounded by residential neighborhoods.
So they've purchased, like, the Napa store there, I think there's a...
They're all their tenants now.
Oh, they're all their tenants now, okay. So
they're writing some revenue back.
yeah.
So is this residential up in the upper right then too?
This is actually going to be this is roller skate land, I believe, which is going to be the future home of the Social Security building. This, I believe, is Office Depot. So it becomes a little bit more commercial. This is all commercial on Broadway. And then you got some residential, but some residential that has even some automotive commercial type uses if you kind of go back there.
Non-compatible, non-conforming.
It's all zoned for industrial.
But these are all single-family residential, that little across
Yeah,
there?
this little node, there's about 8 of them.
And across the street.
And then in 2006, so in 2004, we rejected the proposal, said, you know, there's too much uncertainty, there's a lot of risk upon the agency and the cities, and there's also risk upon the district's general fund. We recommend you go back to the books, get some developers, come back to us, and really let's look at this again. They went away, they went radio silent for about a year and a half. They came back with a new proposal, and that was to change L Street into a mixed-use residential complex and put their adult school there.
Adult school and their admin facility.
Adult school, admin facility, and residential. And that would have required a rezone, general plan amendment, and most likely a specific plan of some sort to master plan this entire area. And then in 2006, we evaluated, they went through and thought about this idea. And again, the rest of their 3rd Avenue sites, the 5th Avenue sites would become residential development. The proposal in 2006 became $163 million, of which we were asked to contribute $160 million.
What, say that again?
It was a $163 million proposal, of which we were asked to contribute $160 million.
Jeez.
Again, we went through that analysis, we received, they almost went exactly 2 years from each other. In 2004, we received a proposal in November, we evaluated it, we rejected it in February. 2006, we received another proposal, we evaluated it, we rejected that. Both again on the merits of the process and whether or not there was a developer on board that could do the residential, do the various different types of development.
Just specific to,
Okay, go ahead.
just specific to L Street or specific to the 5 parcels?
That's what,
160
my
million.
question is.
Right. It was both. There was goals set forth by the city and the school district from the early 90s. 2 goals at first. Get the admin center on 3rd Avenue, get the courtyard out of the residential neighborhood on 5th Avenue. And the 2 goals, it's been agreement after agreement since 1986, 95. 95, 99, I think we had a 2003 and 2005 agreement. So what it was turned out on its merits of risk, but also that it did not facilitate our goal of getting the admin center on 3rd Avenue. And this proposal, they actually left the courtyard on 5th Avenue, which was a big concern of ours because we're almost 13 years now, we've been under agreement to try to remove this courtyard out of this residential neighborhood.
So again, the question that Sal and I both have is, these proposals come in with comprehensive programs for all 4 parcels each time, or are they incrementally dealing with one piece of property at a time?
They're not comprehensive, and they're comprehensive in the sense that they're talking about one project of all the properties. But there's not necessarily a project associated with each property other than just, we want to leave this here and that here.
So, yeah.
So we rejected that proposal. Again, they went dormant, and now we're almost in 2008. And they came back, what was it, last month?
November 8th.
Last month with this new proposal, after the subcommittee had had a couple of meetings with the school district, and now they have a new proposal. And so what we wanted to try to facilitate tonight was, one, to allow the subcommittee to have a discussion with you about what they've had. They've also put together a report that they put out back in August for your review. And then you haven't had a chance to talk about Sweetwater in light of Sweetwater's presentation to you, I think it was last month, which is where we all, for the first time, heard about their new proposal. And so I think what, at least from a staff level perspective, I don't know if the board would be successful to us is, one, about having a common understanding about what we think of the land use proposals on the various development sites. And that's kind of why we have these maps, so we can kind of show you what's around there. And the second one being a process that we can follow that helps lead the school district to success. I mean, our job is real estate development. We follow particular processes. And so we hope to come up with a roadmap which we could then impart upon the school district to follow. So with that, any real questions, or turn it over to the subcommittee to fill in any gaps.